CBS NFL analysts Emory Hunt and John Breech join us to break it all down. We're going to go here, and then we're going to go broader as well, fellas. We're looking for signs in certain places, and then a performance like Mitchell Tinsley sneaks up on you, 73 and 2 tugs. John Breech, your main takeaway from this one is what?
Well, I think if you're the Bengals, you are happy about Mitchell Tinsley. You are not much happy about almost anything else that happened. You don't want your star quarterback running for his life in the preseason. I talked earlier about how the offensive line was going to be something that you need to keep an eye on tonight. The Bengals have a battle going on at right guard, and neither of the guys in that competition might not end up getting the job. It could just be someone that they go out and sign. This team has to be open-minded about what they do at the position, so the offensive line struggled a little bit, and then, of course, the defense. What did the Bengals give up? 71 yards per carry. I don't have the exact number from me, but it was something astronomically high. We saw that happen in the first preseason game against the Eagles, and then for it to happen in the second preseason game. Trey Hendrickson was on the sideline. He was probably just counting dollar bills every time the Commanders gashed through and gained big yards. So my big takeaway is that the Bengals have to fix this defense. They only have 3 weeks to do it. There aren't many options except get Trey Hendrickson under contract. And the offensive line is still a little bit of a work in progress. That's more easily fixed. So we'll see what happens there. So 2 things the Bengals need to worry about over the next 3 weeks.
I'll take the Washington side of things, and it shows you how much better the run game is when you have that mobility at quarterback, because any one of us could have ran through that hole that Bill Krosky Merritt ran through in the opening quarter. And when you have a quarterback that just kind of takes that backside defender away, your run game is going to be good. Teams are going to be afraid to blitz you, and everything is going to be open. Even though he didn't throw the football on that opening drive, Jaden Daniels just marched right down the field. And on the defensive side of things for Washington, I was very impressed with how smart and football aware these guys were. You talk about when the Bengals drove down the field, and it looked as though Washington was going to get them stopped at the goal line. But the play before that, when they tried to leak the tight end back across the formation, you saw the safeties read that quickly, drove on the ball carrier, threw his hip, and made a tackle right before he crossed the goal line. So I love that the defense is mentally sharp, playing like they're in regular season form already, and the run game is going to be excellent because of Jaden Daniels, and that means whoever's going to be back there at running back is going to have some success.
We're doing the Bill thing, Emory? It's not even his name. He's just making a request that we call him Bill. He said he had a baldy when he was a kid, and his friends said he looked like Little Bill, the cartoon. So we're gonna have the graphics department changing everything because he just wants. I want to go by Dave. You guys call me Dave. Rest of the segment. Let's dive back into this one, Emory. I do want your thoughts here on the Bengals as well. You said pregame you had your eyes on that front 7. Got to get this team up to speed by September and no later. It's why we saw the ones, or at least the ones that we saw. What did you make of the effort from the Cincy front 7 in the run game and in trying to reset that line of scrimmage in the pass?
It's so tough, man. It's like, oh, but you could find Mitchell Tinsley, but you can't find some run defense. Like, I don't understand how you just can't find a way to get up front and be physical. And a lot of it is about want to and effort up front, and we saw the same issues last week that just kind of crept up into this ball game. Every running back got a tote, and every running back had success up front against this defensive of the Bengals. So for me, it's really about honing in next week, locking down on the run game, because I said this earlier in the week. It was like, hey, man, you just can't turn on aggressiveness. You can't turn on, hey, we're going to stop the run today. Like, no, you're not. Like, you got to start stopping the run back in February when you're working out and stuff like that. So this is going to be a problem for them, and it's going to rely on their offense to really hammer down on what they can do to kind of mitigate what they're going to see on the defensive side of the ball. Because for me, if the Bengals were so focused on running the football, they wouldn't have this issue. But this is a byproduct of throwing the football a lot, because now your defense is not ready, built to stop the run.
And you're going to take your offense out of their identity. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You want the ball in the air. You want to move it down the field. You want to score quickly. You're changing philosophy because you don't want your defense on the field. It is preseason. We don't want to overreact to the good nor the bad, but this does look like systemic for this Bengals defense and what we might see throughout the season. Breech, I want you to go on the Commanders. Cliff's not going to show all the wrinkles, but we did see some design for Debo in the run game. Jaden Daniels scampers, did not attempt to pass. Interesting there. So there's that. Breech, what did Washington, in your eyes, accomplish in this one?
Well, look, Jaden Daniels is only out there for one series, out there for 4 plays, so it's hard to really say anything about what that first-team offense did, except that that's all they needed because they look so good. Sure, we can say, hey, the Bengals defense got beat up just like they did last week, but part of that was because the Commanders' offense is a well-oiled machine. I think without Terry McLaurin, there was some question, hey, can they still make these big plays? They did not have any issue. And I'm sure that Cliff Kingsbury, after the Commanders acquired Deebo Samuel, went back and watched all the film that Deebo did with the 49ers and all the ways that Kyle Shanahan got him the ball and thought, hey, look, we can do that here. We're going to make Deebo Samuel a huge part of our offense. And so we kind of got a small taste of that against the Bengals. And that's what you need. The Commanders need to have a versatile offense. And for them to add someone else who can be really a runner, because Deebo Samuel doesn't just have to be a wide receiver. You can get him the ball in any capacity that makes sense. So this team just becomes, there's more threats now. You add Jaden Daniels, you have Deebo Samuel, you have multiple running backs. So this Commanders offense was very good last season. It could be great this year.
Yeah, you got Cliff dusting off some of the old college looks. Collegiate Cliff, dangerous if he's going to be working Deebo in, as you said, similar ways that Shanahan was able to. Emory, any clarity on this Commanders backfield coming out of this one and how it relates to the potential shopping of Brian Robinson Jr.? Some interesting reporting around that.
Well, and here's the thing about that. You see what went on in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards and everybody else. They ran through the backfield till they got a guy, right? They're going to go through the same thing in Washington because the quarterback makes the running back in this situation. But when you pair a Jaden Daniels up with someone that's explosive, someone that's dynamic, great things will happen. So that's why I feel like Brian Robinson has become expendable for them, because he doesn't bring that same juice that we saw tonight from these other guys in Rodriguez and also Merritt. So I think that's why we're going to see him potentially go on to somewhere else, because they have the potential to add explosiveness. They want to play fast. They want to run fast. And Robinson, to be honest, slows the offense down, especially the run game.
Compensation for a running back of that stature, not going to be all that steep, but running back help needed elsewhere. We'll see if he's starting the season in Washington or if it is, in fact, a deal done with all the talent in that backfield already for Washington. Emory Hunt, John Breech, appreciation as always, fellas.
Thanks, Dave.
That's a W for Breech right there. See if the Cincinnati Bengals can find some W's early in the season for my guy. It's been tough in the month of September, but a change in strategy, get the ones out there. We will see what it looks like to kick things off. First day of the season, 9-7 against the Brownies.